What? So the death of Charlie Kirk, I'm learning his name, has turned the right wing into snowflakes. They're all now disgusted with people saying hurty words. You know, like comparing a lot of the people in the right wing of politics to Hitler and Nazis, you know. And the comparison comes from the populist rhetoric, standing in front of people and using using people's natural tribalism or xenophobia to groom them for their politics. You know, the Nazis had the Jews. You know, somebody farted in the lift, it was the Jews. Everything that was wrong with Germany post World War I was all the Jews' fault. Now at the moment, everything that's wrong in America, in the UK, in France, in Germany, dotted all over East Europe as well, the list goes on and on. That's all the immigration fault. All these illegal immigrants' fault. Everything is their fault, you know. And I can hear people that are just hypnotised with all this bullshit rhetoric coming from all angles on the social medias, shouting at this, but it is. But look how worked up people are getting about it, and nobody's addressing the fucking problem. Everybody's using all this shit for their own political means. And it's hilarious. It's hilarious. The right wing from Nigel Farage to Donald Trump and all the talking heads online, the fucking the people that have been literally demonising people on the left side of politics for fucking years, online and beyond. I'll give you an example. One of the OGs, I think Donald Trump even was on his show back in the day, Alex Jones. Now, this guy, not only not demonising somebody in the sense that the normal sense that word gets used, you know, like probably the more accurate one is vilifying somebody. Alex Jones genuinely demonises people. And when he says demonising, he goes all biblical, starts talking about magic men in the fucking sky, because he believes in virgin births and turning water into wine and all that shit. Cuckoo! So how can you trust anybody that believes that shit? And he would demonise Hillary Clinton. As much as Hillary Clinton might be a scumbag, a criminal, a corrupt, etc., etc., he would sit there on his show and say that she is a literal demon, and sit there and go and impersonate her being a genuine demon. Then he would talk about like drinking clubs and stupid fucking societies and stuff. Like, where did they go to get Molek? It's not the Bilderberg, what the fuck? Something Grove, Bohemian Grove or some shit. And he would go there and he would start calling them all Satanists, and they're eating babies and they're literally sacrificing people and all that, you know. So there's Alex Jones. David Icke would do the same shit. He would convince people that people were shape-shifting lizards. So it might not be quite calling them a biblical demon, but calling them reptoids and lizards and stuff. They're some of the ground. They're some of they were the foundation stone of what then became a megaphone for UKIP, which then became Reform, which glamorised Nigel Farage and his fucking politics. Because he's smoking a fag, he drinking a pint, he's a man of the people. And then you've got Donald Trump, he's a man of the people as well, man, over in America. And that's the kind of media, it was the foundation stones that the likes of Alex Jones and all his gremlins that he spawned, all the internet independent radio stations, which was all his minions. Mark Dice, just think of all the people that turned up and were launched because of his radio show, and then went on to do their own thing, which was just more or less a carbon copy of Alex Jones's drivel, wrapped up with a different cult of personality. You know, the cut of their jib might fit people's penchants more than Alex Jones's, etc. Then you've got Donald Trump himself, that's now coming out disgusted with all the hurty words that our people are using against all the right-wing fucking fandans that have hypnotised people using social media, pretending they're men of the people, using people's xenophobia and natural tribalism against them, man, telling them what they want to hear, populism. And then you get some real dunderheads who can't even think and go, what's wrong with populism? It's popular. Well, little Hitler used to come out and fucking tell everybody what they wanted to hear, and that's exactly what these populists are doing right now. Exactly. That's what politicians do. That's where people make the mistake when it comes to politicians. Listen to what they say instead of watch what they do, because none of the two ever match. So it's fucking hilarious watching both sides throwing shit at each other over this. I keep wanting to call him Chris Kirk, Charlie Kirk murder assassination. You know what I mean? Like, where was Donald Trump and Nigel Farage in Parliament and all that when there was a white van man driving over Muslims outside a mosque in this country? Where were they in Parliament when people were setting fire to hotels to burn out fucking illegal immigrants in hotels? Where were they when a Democrat and her husband was murdered and two other Democrats were riddled full of bullets back in June? Where were they in Parliament then? When were they up there? In fact, after that happened, they were probably still out going, oh, something of jail for saying hurty words. And now they're out there going like that, oh, people need to stop saying hurty words. It's driving people insane. No shit, Sherlock. But you're defending that fucking crackpot that wanted to, that was telling people to go and burn people out of fucking hotels. Defending her, but now coming out and going, oh, please stop saying that we're like Hitler. We hate the immigrants, not the Jews. We love the Jews. Well, the Jews seem to hate the fucking Muslim immigrants as well, man. You're on the fucking same team, man. Aye. Just fucking same fucking psychology. Blame them for everything, regardless of what they're fucking to blame for or whatever. Just fucking deflect for everything else. All the other problems, and just focus on that shit. And then just blame them, and then fucking everybody's focused on that, and everybody's getting fucking hyped up to the fucking nines, to the extent where they're setting fucking the hotels on fire trying to burn people fucking out. Was it no? Where? Oh fuck! Was it? I might be getting this wrong, right? My head tells me it was Blackburn or something. Anyway, it was somewhere down in England where there was two teenagers, and I mean it was like fucking 12, 13, 14, something like that, and they fucking just randomly. I don't know if the guy died. I think the guy died actually. They just randomly murdered a fucking Asian guy in a park because he was fucking Asian. Just randomly fucking attacked him. And if he wasn't hospitalised, he was murdered. I can't even remember the exact details. But where was the fucking uproar about that in Parliament? Because of all this fucking rhetoric for all angles. So all this fucking virtue signalling, the right wing have turned into a bunch of snowflakes overnight because of that fucking Charlie Kirk getting murdered. Which is a fucking crying shame. You know what I mean? He's got fucking a wife and wains and all that shite, man, and people have been wound up to the nines to the extent where they're wanting to murder him. And I don't know, man, I think it's just rumours at the moment, but I've seen it rumoured about that there was like pro-trans. How can you be pro-trans? Anyway, that's not what I'm here to debate, but pro-trans messages and Antifa messages on the bullets or some shit. This is like fucking some Twilight Zone shit. And it is very predictable because of the way people conduct themselves on social media. All the pigeonholes, all the cock circles, all the cock trains, people sitting around blowing smoke up each other's arse, egging each other on, trying to outdo each other with fucking insults and who's the worst, who's the best, how can he think this, how can he think that, like yada 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 yada, and their only fucking their only response is violence and murder people and fucking insult docs and do this, do that, because they're mental midgets. I mean, at least that fucking Charlie Kirk guy, at least he would sit down and fucking chew the curbs. Regardless of how stupid you may think his points of view are or aren't, or how much he was deliberately trying to provoke people with just controversial fucking jibber jabber. You know what I mean? That's what sells, that's what gets the hits, that's what gets the clicks, that's why you had all that, what was it, 20 million fucking social media followers or some shite, you know what I mean? He didn't get that by sitting down and acting like fucking Trevor McDonald at the news at 10. He got that by being controversial and fucking poking people with jobby sticks and getting everybody talking and sharing his stuff and going, oh, look at this guy! That's what that was his bread and butter. Getting people's panties in a bunch so they would either love him or loathe him. You know, two very powerful emotions. Both will get you sharing his shit, and that's what he was all about, wasn't he? To share the conservative message amongst the youth. And somebody wrote a comment the other day, and they must be British like me. Never heard of the guy before. Never really came across him. Must have been an American thing. And then recently you see a lot of these clips and all the news and stuff coming out. And he just seemed to be all about the trans and abortion stuff and Christian values and family stuff and all that shit. Nothing you don't hear for every other fucking crackpot that fucking toes that line and thinks they're all independent and grown up and Christian values. Aye, you fucking water into wine and fucking virgin births. Talking about the pedo thing, Christian values, and then you fucking talk about a virgin birth. Don't apply any brain cells to the virgin birth. Yes, Your Honour. Honestly, yes, this little girl, I've not pumped her. An angel came down. It's God's baby. She's not been pumped, Your Honour. Honest. That's the whole fucking foundation of Christianity, man. It's based on a lie to cover up paedophilia. And they go around going like that, fucking battering their eyelids at fucking Muhammad or whatever, fucking in the Quran, because he was fucking shagging little girls as well, man. Fucking hell, man. Look at the amount of million people worldwide that follow those fucking crackpot religions, man. Like, oh, it's the word of God. The word of God is the word of God. Well, God was a fucking paedophile then, you fucking idiots. Unless you believe in virgin births. And fucking miracles. I believe in miracles. Where you from? You fucking crackpot, you fucking crackpot. I believe in miracles. Where you from? You crackpot. You crack me up. Anyway, that's a wee morning rant, man. That was good. Get it off your chest. Aye, so look at the right wing turning into snowflakes over fucking Charlie Kirk getting assassinated. And I don't know if you've noticed, a lot of the press and all that are playing clips of him with his pro-gun stance. It's quite shocking, actually, you know what I mean? Because they're playing one, I think it's the BBC, they're playing the clip where I'm out there like that. Yes, I think a few gun deaths a year is worth the price. Yes, it's worth the price for this. Is it the Second Amendment or the First Amendment? First Amendment's freedom of speech, and the second's right to bear arms, I think. Anyway, but he was talking about how they needed the right to bear arms to protect their other God-given rights and all that, and a few deaths a year is worth the price. I think that's shocking them playing that, actually, man. But they're poking the bear. They know what they're doing. They're deliberately trying to fucking upset people. But I think it's shocking. But I do find it morbidly funny. But I find this whole fucking shit show entertaining. You know what I mean? Like, what am I going to do to change it? Sweet Fanny Adams, I can't change fuck all, man. Been there, done it, tried it, literally got the t-shirt. And can't do it. Anyway, that's enough for a morning rant. So, are you a right-wing snowflake? Do you get your panties in a bunch when people point out that you're in a populist movement just like Hitler's popular movement back in Nazi Germany, when he would stand in front of the Germans and blame all the woes in Germany after World War I on the Jews, and he was going to fix it all. Now we've got Farage and Donald Trump pretty much blaming the world's woe, every woe in the country, on illegal immigrants, and they're going to come in, strong men, just like Hitler, and fix it all. And if people like to point out that Hitler was a socialist, well, you just need to look at what the Nazi was abbreviated for, the National Socialist Party of Germany. I know this, but it's just a tag. They're using the same psychological tricks to trick the popular eye into thinking they're going to solve everybody's problems to get into power for their own purposes. And what's Donald Trump talking about? Making the army stronger than ever before, militarising the fucking police, fucking sending out the National Guard into cities and all that. Look what's happening over in this country. People are calling out for a strong man because I have knife crimes off the hook. What's Nigel Farage came out and said, man, he's going to fucking tough arm it. He's going to stop and search and all that shit. Telling people what they want to hear, man. And then you're going to have an authoritarian fucking douchebag in fucking power. Just saying. I've got money on Farage to be the next Prime Minister. Not that I want it, I just see it on the cards. Yeah. Anyway, get it, got it, good. Catchy, no cats, no cheese. Maybe only some fucking right-wing snowflakies were harmed in this filming.